How do you put text on both sides of a circle, top, bottom, left, or right, without some of it being upside down? That's what I'm going to show you here. Switch out of preview mode. I'm going to go down to my next page here. I have ruler guides already set up for the center of my page. And I've created a circle. This is the size of the circle. This is the circle that text will go on. I'm going to switch to the Type on a Path tool. Now, for the top text, you want to click on the bottom. Be helpful if you actually click right on there. There we go. And you'll get a little flashing I-beam cursor. Type in the text. And I've gone ahead and already set up a paragraph style to instantly size the type and align it center. And that's all I did there. To get it to wind up on the top, I just changed the alignment to center. So now my first text circle is done. Right there, all done, fini. To do the next circle, you have to realize that your type is going to be upside down unless you do something very different. So let me copy this. I've just hit Command-C. I'm going to choose Edit, Paste in Place. And then if I rotate this, you will see that the text winds up upside down. And that's not what we want. We want the text right side up. That means flipping the type in the circle. So watch this. This is the upside down circle selected. If I go to Type, Type on a Path, Options, and I click Flip with Preview turned on, you can see that it flips so it's right side up. That's half the secret, because you can see that now this text is actually inside the circle it needs to sit on. There's a couple of ways to accomplish that. I'm going to show you both of them. First, we'll go back to Type, Type on a Path, Options, and then we can change Align Baseline to Align Ascender or Center, and if we do that on both of them, both lines of text will center. So let me select both lines and go to Type, Type on a Path, Options, Align, Center, and they line up. Now that technique is the simpler one, and it works a lot of the time, but not always. Some fonts don't play well with that technique, so you've got to do it a different way. So I'm going to go ahead and copy this and then undo everything. Back to having one circle. You can see that. I'm just going to paste this so I can move it over onto the pasteboard and you can see it while I'm working and compare the two techniques. Now this is the other method. So we're back to the one circle with the type in place in the font and styling that we want. And it's very important that you get that right here before proceeding. You have to have the font, the size, all that stuff all set right now. With the other technique, all of this is still mutable. If I select both circles and then switch the Type tool or bring up the character panel, I can still change the font and change the size and all of that stuff, and everything should be about the same. Actually, you can see there's some difference here. This is one of those fonts that's not perfectly aligned center-wise. On the upper version, the center is a little bit higher. On the lower version, the center is a little bit lower. So it doesn't quite line up right. But assuming this was a font that worked, you could change all that. I'm undoing. All right. Here, you must have your font all set. So I'm going to stick with Museo 500 weight. Now, switch back to the ellipse tool and line up the cursor dead center of the circle, which in this case lines up to the ruler guides I've created. And then while holding on the Mac, Option Shift, or on Windows Alt Shift, click and drag outward. So what this is doing is Shift keeps the circle or the ellipse as a circle, makes all sides equal. Option or Alt makes the circle draw from the center outward, which is what you want. Now keep dragging it until the circle lines up with the top of the ascenders, the very top of your type. So you're creating a circle that's bigger than the first one. Let go. Now you have a circle surrounding your circle. And in case you have a stroke color, go ahead and turn that off. Now go back to the Type on a Path tool. This time, click right on the top and type in your second line of text. Again, center it and it flips down to the bottom. And again, I've got a paragraph style that quickly formats everything. With me so far? Good. Switch to the black arrow tool. So now that larger circle is selected. Go to Type, Type on a Path, Options, Flip. Everything's lined up. This is why it was so important to have the font and the size all set, because this baseline has to be equal to the ascender height of your first line of type. Then just add the finishing touches and your circle with type on the top and bottom is complete.